I remember some of the tough games. John Solarco tore me to pieces one game. Smashed him, got a yellow card, and couldn't touch him after that. He twisted me inside out. He was one of them horrible wingers. You know, he was just so clever with the ball, left, right. You didn't know where he was going. And he gave me a torrid time one game. I mean, I've been privileged to be on the pitch with some of the best, mate. Lothar Matthäus, Baresi. And then I've come up against, in my positions, the likes of Paolo Maldini, Roberto Carlos, but one Ronaldo, Ronaldinho when we played Brazil. But I played centre midfield against Brazil. It was my last game for Ireland. I played the second half and Kaka played. And I tell you what, mate, he just glided across the floor, effortless. He twisted his left foot, right foot, his energy, he was up and down. And I used to think like, you know, I was fit and I'd just wear them out by just running and, you know, they'd have to track me back. And in the end, they'd give up and I'd get in. I used to think like that. Mate, he used to track me back. He was tackling me. He would get his hands dirty. He'd roll his sleeves up. When he got the ball, he was just quality. His touch, he had it where he wanted it. Mate, it was a privilege to be on the pitch with him. And I come off thinking, he's a proper player. He's the best. Yeah. Kaka, mate, different gravy.
Did you enjoy Istanbul even more? Because he was a big part of the way in which AC Milan trampled on Liverpool. And because his combination with Crespo and that the way in which he was doing what you've just described, you went hand to hand with. He was doing that Istanbul that night. But then he gets caught playing with his sock ties in one of the goals when I think maybe the Smicer goal. But seeing him doing that, and in the first half, the club you support, and the guy that you played against, you're going, oh, fucking hell, here we go. And then seeing your team coming back and tipping them on their arses, that must have been a doubly fun night.
Oh, mate, I mean, I was waiting for Sky that night, so, you know, the emotion was just, I had to keep it in check a little bit, but yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't the greatest Liverpool team. And I did fear the worst because it was arguably one of the best Milan teams that we'd seen for a long time. And you rightly say, you know, the first half, Kaka was unplayable. I mean, the way Steven couldn't get to grips with him. He ran Steven into the ground. He couldn't get near him. And for anyone to do that to Steven Gerrard is phenomenal. But then, you know, it was a bit of a masterclass from Rafa. You know, he knew Kaka was the problem. So did he come on? And did he, you know, did a job on Kaka? He played in the hole. He stopped him playing for me. And that gives Steven the licence further up the pitch to affect the game in a manner in which was probably as good as Kaka's in the first half. And, you know, what Steven did, you know, it's just one of them sporting moments, isn't it, that we watch and we look upon and just think, wow.